Welcome back to the closing stages of this race 1 round 2. We have many technology problems tonight. It's the French system, of course, so you'd expect to have some bugs. We are on lap 6 and we are following Darren Head, who had a miserable race, and an incident we hadn't seen was Simon Allen trying to overtake there, and this looks a bit like almost like a payback for the earlier incident. So it's now 1-1, and they need a tiebreaker now as Simon Allen continues, and this is how he actually got ahead of Darren Head. Now we're going to fast forward to the lap that we were before our interruption. That was lap 7, as we can make Darren Head go a lot faster than he can go in reality. You can see here. Now the problem was that he then, this is what happened. He, at Stowe corner, he just went off, and this is where he well, this is not where he this is his fourth mistake in this race, but this is not where he dropped to 13th, because he's still going in 11th. But look at this, the tires are completely gone. All the drivers must be complaining big time about the situation here with this car, because after the middle of the race it just seems that there's absolutely no grip. Now this is lap 7, this is the lap that we think Darren might have lost it, and we are going to find out here where it was, and it wasn't here. Looks like, are we in real time? Yes, we are in real time. It did look a little bit slow. This car is not particularly fast, and after a few laps it just does not turn anymore. We'll complete the coverage of this race, and then of course of race 2, and break this replay video into hopefully just 2 parts, and we don't have any more interruptions. And this is where he basically got off the track, and there go David Emge up into 11th, and Jumbo into the position 12. So this means Darren Head is actually running last on the road right now. Let's go back to the race leader. That's Georges. We're going to go back trackside and hope that the bug will not reappear. And now let's try to cover the last 3 laps of this race without any further incident. Georges is going to win 3 in a row. He's just 3 more laps to go. The closest battle we have is this one that continues. Not a lot of change of position here in Silverstone. Del Taylor, after that initial boost, Interplace has been in 6th place now forever. In fact, I think he's in 5th. Yes, he's in 5th place because Liam Charlie has had that problem a couple of laps ago. Now 3 laps to go. Del Taylor is trying to hold on to that 5th position, but look at this. The action behind him is absolutely mind-blowing, as the English would say, because Gonzalo Mota has been trying to defend from Diogo Almeida for the last, well, at least 4 laps that I can remember. He's still ahead. Of course, these two have history in the couple of first or second lap. Can't remember the incident here in this precise location, where Gonzalo Mota was a bit optimistic on a move there, and ended up also causing some trouble to Diogo Almeida, who was behind. Now Diogo Almeida is ahead, and they are running 6th. No, Diogo Almeida is still behind, sorry, he's still also behind Gonzalo Mota. So Gonzalo running in 6th place, sorry, and Diogo Almeida, almost hitting the barrier there in the what used to be the old start-finish line. But this is the closest battle, four-way battle on the track right now, and behind is 4th driver. That's Simon Allen in 9th place. Peter Adrien continues to have 10th place. Then is David Emge, Jumbo, and Darren Head. Darren Head is losing it completely, because he's now 10 seconds behind 10 seconds behind Jumbo. This surely is going to be a drop round for Darren Head. He's going to throw away these points at the end of the season. Now just a couple of laps to go, and we shall see how this battle is going to end, but it's the closest battle we have on the track, and Del Taylor is going to complete another lap. Let's look at the lap times of different drivers. Look at this. George Jesus, very consistent, 2:04. 041 is more than a second faster than Scott Davley. Scott now is firmly in the second place territory, and Kevin Allen completing the top three with Diogo Silva in fourth, also comfortably ahead of this pack. But look at this. This is amazing stuff there at the back. And now I think Diogo Almeida is going to go for it, and ooh, la, 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 no, he's not going to go for it. This is good racing between these two drivers. A lot of disrespect here. Diogo Almeida is trying to find a clean overtake there for Gonzalo Motta, but no possible. Very tricky to actually make a clean overtake with this car in this circuit. You need to outbrake, you need to just plunge it, but then this car is not known for very good brakes compared to the weight of the car, and at this point of the race with tire wear, it's very tricky to actually stop this car, as the servo driver have already experienced. And of course, if you go on the limit, you may find out that you do not have enough grip. But now we seem to have a move here, because Diogo Almeida is clearly going to go for it. And is he going to go for it? No, he's not going to go for it in a Cox corner that the car is behind. But now he's almost hitting the back of Gonzalo Motta. He's trying to go there on the outside through Mackett and Beckett, mais très difficile de passer ici in these corners. Now the best chance surely is going to be on the hanger straight, and he's got better exit. He's got a better exit than Gonzalo Motta. He's going to slipstream him into Stowe corner. Let's see what's going to happen with these two drivers, but pretty nice battle here at the end of this race. We are on lap 9. In fact, the leader, George Jesus, is already on the last lap of the race. Will move to, oh, look at this, nicely done there by Diogo Almeida. Man, he does not have enough momentum there. He was on the wrong side of the track as well. As ooh la 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 la, he outbrake himself. There, that's what I was talking about. Very difficult to stop these cars, and now he's dropped back a few car lengths. Gonzalo Motta can breathe again, and that sixth place seems to be his. They are 25 seconds away from the race leader, who of course is George Jesus. Is going for 3 in a row. He won both rounds at Imola, and now he's going to win round 1 at Silverstone. This is a very good beginning of the season for George Jesus. Of course, we only have 10 races, and he's won 2, and he's going to be winning the third one very shortly. What the start of the season for George Jesus. Then is Scott Davley also with a very good second place. The top 4 are relatively stable. Let's see if there is any developments here in the battle for 6th place. This is a one last go for Diogo Almeida. This is the last lap of the race. He's going to try to go for it. He's trying to go on the inside there, but does not have enough to really go into the corner earlier. Now this is going to be let's see what happens at the finish. But now we have our winner. He's coming to take the checkered flag, and it is going to be George Jesus that is going to win, leading every lap and pole position. This is complete domination by this driver. The Portuguese driver goes for 3 in a row, and the checkered flag is there for George Jesus. Second place is going to be Scott Davley. Third place is going to be Kevin Allen. What a recovery from Kevin Allen. He was 11th on the grid and finishes in 3rd place. Diogo Silva also good recovery. He was 9th on the grid and ends up in 4th place. But now this is the last few meters of this race, with Gonzalo Motta ahead of Diogo Almeida, and it seems to me that's going to be the way it's going to end. Diogo Almeida still trying, but now is a little bit too late, and the checker flag is there for Gonzalo Motta and for Diogo Almeida. What a nice battle there. Simon Allen in 8th place. He did manage to overtake the Liam Charlie. We hadn't seen that. Liam Charlie had a good first half of the race, but then was a little bit more inconsistent in the second half, and in the top 10, completing the top this race is Peter Adrien, followed by Jumbo, followed by David Emge, I'm sorry, and then it is Darren Head with we understand must have some sort of problem with his wheel or pedal, because he's dropped back and still finishes the race. We have the 13 finishers, and your podium is again Georges Jesus, followed by Scott Davley, followed by Kevin Allen. That completes coverage of race 1. We immediately go into coverage of race 2, which is exactly as usual in the same format. It's another 10 laps of Silverstone with the same car, but with crucially with a different qualifying. So we'll have to have a different starting grid. As you can see, we have a couple more rounds to still review in the next coming days as we catch up with replays of this GT3 Backpain series. You can see here the Silverstone circuit, of course the most modern version of this circuit in the United Kingdom, and you can see there the car that we are using is a GT3 championship, but single car, and the voted car was the Ferrari 488 GT3. Again, Project Cars 2 is not a great simulation for GT3 cars, but again, All Fox Racing PlayStation did a vote between Project Cars and Assetto Corsa, and Project Cars was a winner. So we deal with what we have in the console. Of course, not so many options of racing simulations in PlayStation, but we do the lemonade with the lemons that we have, and this is qualifying for race 2. And who else could be at the front? C'est Georges Jesus again, this time round, followed by Diogo Almeida, nice qualifying. Gonçalo Mota, also nice qualifying. Diogo Silva, much better qualifying than in race 1 as well. Simon Allen 5th. Scott Davley, he was 2nd in race 1, and he's going to have to contend with the 6th place. Then is Matthew Oliver, that we hope that he goes further than the first corner this time round, followed by Del Terra again. Kevin Allen, not great qualifying, but he did a great race in race 1, of course, and we expect him to go up over time. Then is Jumbo completing the top 10. Peter Adrien, Darren Head, again not great qualifying from Darren Head. Hopefully the problems are sorted in his car and he can make a better race. Then is Liam Charney, again we would expect him to be slightly up front, and David Emge. So now let's find out what happened in this race 2, and it's ready, set, go. It's the green light is going to appear now, and it's a good start by Diogo Almeida. Not the greatest start there by not the greatest start. Oh, and we have already a problem again here. I think it was with Georges Jesus. We're going to get a replay of this incident. Georges Jesus is completely was stopped almost there in was stopped there almost at the start. And we have more carnage there, and there's a car. I think it's Del Taylor. Del Taylor is there, but let's see from Georges Jesus' perspective what happened here at the start, because we saw him well, not starting basically, not starting really, and he's down into 4th place, which is not bad considering that he was overtaken by server driver. Ooh la 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 la, we have a bit of a ménage à trois here as well with Georges Jesus, and let's see who else was involved in it. Seems to be the 55 livery, but so many people have it, it's pretty difficult. Look at this, is being passed left, right and center, and now oh la 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 la, that's oh, it is Diogo Silva that was involved in it as well, and another driver that I believe it was Matty Oliver. So we're going to have a look at the replay from Matty Oliver's perspective, and again he was involved in first lap incident. This time round it had nothing to do with him. We are going to have a quick look here at well, Diogo Silva is moving in the middle of the track, and then someone is going to move. Oh, it's Diogo Silva taking the line and connecting with George, and George goes into Matty. Matty this time round at least is not end up on his roof, recovers to 9th spot, and let's see now what happened to Deltero. Oh, there's a bit of a pushing and shoving there by Matthew Oliver, and now, ooh la 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 la, this is a little bit optimistic, and I believe now it's Deltero that is on his roof. Deltero nowhere to go because he got hit by Scott Davely. Scott Davely again, not much that he could do either because Matthew Oliver was just very keen to recover a few positions after being pushed off the track in turn 1. Unfortunately ended up connecting with Scott Davely. Let's have a look at the replay from the American driver perspective. He's just minding his own business, and then ooh, optimistic for sure there with several drivers there now with contact, of course, no damage in the OFR Racing PlayStation. Now this is ooh, and a bit more contact there with I believe it was Darren Head and Liam Charney trying to go side by side there in turn 3. Didn't quite work, but I'll tell you who had a great start to this race, and it was Diogo Almeida, followed by Gonzalo Mota. These two have been together very much during the entire race of race 1, but it was not for the lead. So Diogo Almeida is going to lead this race, and what a difference a race makes, because he was in 7th in race 1, now he's leading race 2. Simon Allen had a great start as well, up into 3rd place, followed by Georges Jesus, and Georges has been incredibly quick with this car. We do expect him to recover a few positions quite quickly, now on lap 1 out of 10. And this is on the Hunger Straight. Diogo Almeida, Gonzalo Mota, Simon Allen, then it's Georges Jesus, then it's Diogo Silva, then is Matthew Oliver in 6th place, and Kevin Allen that had a moderately good start as well, recovered a couple of positions. A couple of drivers that got involved into incidents include Deltero running last now. Darren Head had a minor incident with Liam Charney. They are running 11th and 13th respectively, and Scott Davely already up into 9th place. So Scott Davely already making moves there and trying to recover a few positions. Let's see what he does, but look at the pressure that Gonzalo Mota is under, because there's Simon Allen, but also Georges on the outside there. This is side-by-side racing, and we do not see what's going on, but I believe that is going to be Georges Jesus. Yes, Georges Jesus is up into 3rd place. That was a good move there, because Simon Allen was putting pressure on Gonzalo Mota, but then just went a little bit offline, and then just left the inside a little bit wide open, frankly, and Georges Jesus lost no time. Georges is spinning! Georges is spinning! He can make mistakes as well in his car. If he can make mistakes, of course everyone else can make a mistake. The winner of the first 3 races, he had overtaken Simon Allen, but now he's behind Simon Allen again, and Diogo Silva is there watching in 5th place. He's already a little bit ahead of look at Scott Davely, and something happened to Matthew Oliver as well, so we're going to try to see what happened to Matty, because he was running 6th, now he's running 10th, so I suspect something happened for these two. Ooh la 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 la, this is what happened. He's rotating, and I believe he's rotating on his own, and this corner is very tricky in this circuit, and several drivers have done this, and as he rotates and loses 4 positions, that makes Peter Adrien go into 6th place. Scott Davely, who was in 9th, is overtaken Jumbo up into 7th. Jumbo in 8th. 9th is Kevin Allen. Kevin Allen had a problem as well. We are not going to capture every single incident, but at least with some of the drivers that are in the top positions, and we had seen Kevin Allen in 7th earlier. Now he's running 10th, so we are not sure if it was assisted or unassisted, but it seems to have happened a while ago. We're just going to rewind a little bit more, and then if we don't find out anything, we'll just let it go. But yes, we have found something. We have found Kevin Allen in the last corner, actually going in a direction that's not the track direction, as he goes almost to say hi to some people in pit lane and then has to back off, of course, and ends up losing positions. Kevin Allen down into 10th spot. Of course, this is going to be 9th after Matthew Oliver has spun. Let's have a quick look at other drivers now that we are recovering time. Liam Charlie, not a great start of the race for him. 11th, 12th is David Emge, 13th is Darren Head, continues to be with problems, I think, and 14th is Del Taylor. After that opening lap incident, and let's see where Matthew Oliver is down in 10th place now, but Liam Charlie has not overtaken him. In fact, Matthew Oliver is well ahead of Liam. So back into the lead of the race, because Diogo Almeida continues to lead this race on lap 2, followed by Gonçalo Mota, followed now by Simon Allen, and also by Georges Jesus, the championship leader in 4th place. Let's see what he can do. Plenty of racing still to go here at Silverstone. Into the hunger straight one more time, and Simon Allen has his mirrors full of Georges again, and George is trying to find some place to overtake Simon as they go through Stoke corner, and George Jesus already 3 seconds off the lead. Still doable to recover, but he's going to have to start making moves. We'll keep an eye on other drivers, as some other drivers seems to have it. Yes, Matthew Oliver is on the move as well. Matthew Oliver up into 9th place from Kevin Allen. Kevin Allen not having a great race now in race 2, already a couple of mistakes, and he's down basically where he started, and it's going to be fairly tricky to go through the field again. It's really the first couple of laps are crucial for... Oh, and Simon Allen messed up big time there. Simon Allen messed up big time and ended up losing the position yet again to Georges Jesus. And now here comes Diogo Silva. He was 4th in race 1 and he's here in 5th place in race 2. Let's see behind them if there is any change. Well, Scott Davley has lost the position again from Diogo Silva almost there going, and Silva is trying to benefit from Simon Allen basically having dirt in his tires, and now is recovering, but Silva is trying to go around the inside there. Didn't quite work. But by the way, Jumbo has overtaken Scott Davley. Scott Davley also now embroiled, as the English would say, in the midfield battle of this race. Let's see what Georges Jesus now can do in free air, because we've got the 2 leaders. That's Diogo Almeida and Gonçalo Mota, then is Georges Jesus, then is Simon Allen, and Diogo Silva. Diogo Silva already a little bit behind there. Didn't quite work the maneuver that he was planning to do. That is Peter Adrien now from Jumbo, and this driver Peter was 10th in race 1 and Jumbo was I believe 11th or 12th, I can't remember, but nicely done there by Jumbo, now putting himself in a position that is a lot better in the 7th class, although he has to contend with Scott Davley, who should be having a little bit more pace in this car right now. Lap 3 is complete, and look at Georges Jesus' time, 2:03.005. That's the fastest lap of the race for this driver. That's Georges Jesus, and he's already probably already very close to Gonçalo Mota. Yes, he is, and I would not be surprised if Georges is going to overtake Gonçalo in the next coming laps. The gap to the front was 3 seconds, now it's 2.4 seconds. 2.4 seconds is what separates Georges Jesus in 3rd place from leader Diogo Almeida. Continues to lead this race as the 2 drivers are now battling for 3rd place. Let's look at what's happening between Diogo Silva and Simon Allen. Allen. They continue to be very close to one another. Simon Allen ahead is not, again, we've seen this a little bit in race 1, which is that if a driver does not make a mistake, it's very difficult to do a clean overtake with this combination of car and track. You really need to be much faster than the driver in front, and of course here we have drivers of similar capability, really difficult to do an overtake. So we have a bit of a train here. Also we have a bit of a train with Peter Adrian that is doing again a great job in the early stage of the race. Let's see if he can continue to hold on. Jumbo, then is Scott Davley, and Scott Davley in 8th place. 9th place is Kevin Allen, 10th place, and Matthew Oliver has been overtaken by Kevin Allen. Again, that is the order right now. Now we have these two together. That's Gonzalo Mota in 2nd place and George in 3rd place. The championship leader is going for it, and look at the lap time, 2:03.562. He's the fastest man on the track, and he's going to go around the inside. Ooh la 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 la, a little bit of defending as you'd expect from Gonzalo Mota. Nicely done there by Georges Jesus. Actually, and Gonzalo Mota is not wanting to lose that position. But at the end of the day, with this combo, with this car, Georges Jesus has proven to be superior to most other drivers. And again, he takes 2nd place, and now he's in free air again. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that battle for the lead, the gap between the leader, Diogo Almeida, and the 2nd place man, Georges Jesus. Simon Allen continues to defend from look at this is Jumbo now. Jumbo is going for a move there. He's going to move. Ooh la 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 la, almost contact. Peter Adrian is continuing to hold on, as the English would say. Nice battle here, and Scott Davley is not showing the pace that we saw in race 1. He's completely stuck behind these two drivers, and again it shows how important track position is in here. Scott Davley in the previous race he was starting 2nd, and then he maintained that 2nd place through the first lap, and that was crucial for him to finish in 2nd. He's got the same car and the same driver, but he's now stuck in the battle in the midfield, in the deep midfield, of course, here. And look at this, look at this. This is Diogo Silva is going to try. No, he's not going to try because he's too far behind. Clearly, he's too far behind. Ooh la la la. Ooh, Diogo Silva is going to go for it. Oh no! Diogo Silva is spun, and he's ooh la 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 la. We get a replay of what happened, but he's lost a load of time, and he's lost to Peter Adrian, to Jumbo, and to Scott Davley. But we'll get a replay of what happened and whether there was any contact between Simon Allen and I think I figured out what causes the bug. It's if I'm trying to change the view and rewinding at the same time, which I'm not doing again. Ooh la 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 la, there was a gap there, but was there a real gap or no? Diogo Silva is trying to say to Simon Allen that he's there. Oh, there was a gap there, and Silva going for it, but ooh, and then the gap just closed. And probably should be Diogo Silva that got out of it, should have got out of it, because he realistically he wasn't alongside the Simon Allen. He wasn't even, well, no part of his car was even closer to being side by side with Simon Allen. So Simon Allen has every right to take that corner. Nevertheless, racing incident here at Silverstone. Diogo Silva drops down into 8th place. At least he is ahead of Kevin Allen. Maintenant, Simon Allen, ooh la la la, and of course this is the problem when you go off the track, you just lose an enormous amount of grip. Let's look at the gap at the front. That's well, 2.3 seconds. It has hardly moved. We are lap 6 now out of 10. Gap at the front has not moved, and Diogo Almeida is starting to believe possibly that he could win this race. It would be an amazing victory here at Silverstone for Portuguese driver. In fact, Portuguese 1, 2, 3 with Georges Jesus in 2nd place, then is Gonzalo Mota, then Simon Allen. Up into 5th is Peter Adrian, but this battle is now has a few more protagonists, which is Peter Adrien, Jumbo, Scott Davley, and let's see what Diogo Silva can do. He was running ahead of this driver, but now he's got dirt on his tire, and he's going to try to have to recover, but his lap times were slightly better before than Peter Adrien. So, and this of course these three drivers are battling, and you do lose a little bit of time as you are going to just a bit of pushing and shoving. So let's see, well, Jumbo, he thought about making more, like the Peter Adrien big mistake there. He's made this mistake before. He's made this mistake before. Look at this, this is 3 wide, this is potentially a 3 wide situation with Jumbo on the outside. Here comes Scott Davley, and this is 3 wide into Stowe, and this is not going to go well as, almost same situation as with Diogo Silva, except that Scott Davley, we get a replay of what happened. Scott Davley, well, everyone maintains incredibly their position, except that now Scott Davley is under severe pressure from Diogo Silva. Let's see what on earth happened here, because it looked like almost a carbon copy of Diogo Silva, Simon Allen. I think there was a gap there, but clearly a very quickly closing one, although I think they were slightly more side by side. Yes, they were side by side, and here's Scott Davley. He's trying to do a 2-in-1. This is Peter Adrien. You can see him hitting the rev limiter. They're side by side. Peter Adrien takes the line as he should, and then these two are going to connect, and again, racing incident situation. Probably Jumbo should have left a little bit more room there, but fortunately Scott Davley did not spin, but he did lose a little bit of time. Quite interesting this, and now it's Diogo Silva who is trying very hard to recover from that early. Oh la la la! Jumbo is going off. He's going off, and he's liberated now. These two drivers, he's liberated these two drivers, because he's even going to, we're going to lose to. Yes, he's going to lose to. And was this use of the reset button? I think it was reset button. Yes, it was the reset button, so that's going to be a yellow card immediately for Jumbo, as he, to be frank, he was a little bit stuck, but you are not supposed to use the reset button. Oh, and then he was really stuck there. Oh la la la, yes, and then he used the reset button. So that's going to be a yellow card for Jumbo for use of the reset button. He loses place to Kevin Allen as well, and of course he loses quite a lot of time. Let's go back to the race leader, because this race is turning into a very good classic. We thought, to be honest, that George Jesus was going to cruise past Diogo Almeida, and this has not happened. And now, with tires not in ideal conditions, we could see Diogo Almeida realistically win this race, because George Jesus, George has made a mistake, hasn't he? He's made a mistake. He's made a big mistake of some sort, because he was 1.9 seconds, and all of a sudden it went to 3.2 seconds. So we have a turning point here on this race, potentially, with George making a mistake here in the, it's the same corner, isn't it? Yes, it is the same corner. It is a bit of a half spin, almost loses it, not quite, but enough to now lose more time, and critically to mess up his tires even more. So this is going to be a lap where of course Diogo Almeida is going to gain a lot of time. Third is Gonzalo Mota. Fourth is Simon Allen, and clearly Simon Allen does not have the pace for the top driver. Here the top three are 5 seconds ahead of him. Fifth is Peter Adrien. Now Jumbo has dropped back and also used the reset button, and now we have this battle between Peter Adrien, Scott Davley, and Diogo Silva. Now Scott Davley only has one car to pass now, and he seems to have found a little bit more pace. So he's going to go. He tried on the previous lap, but there was another driver in there, ended up tangling with the Jumbo, and Kevin Allen actually not out of this battle as well, as he's right behind the Diogo Silva. He's up into 8th place. And by the way, other drivers that we are falling. Darren Head is up into the top 10. Nicely done there. William Charlie not having a great race. Dennis 12th is David Emge. 13 is Del Taylor. Del Taylor not recovering from that opening lap incident. And Matthew Oliver, we have not seen what has happened, but he's dropped back quite substantially to 14th place. All the drivers are still running in this race. Unfortunately, we're not going to have possible to rewind. We are a little bit concerned with further technical problems that happen when we rewind, so especially when we rewind a lot. So we are going to continue coverage of this race as Scott Davley is trying quite hard. Oh, look at this, the gap at the front is 2.2 seconds. Lap 8 is going to be a couple of laps to go, couple of laps to complete at the end of this race, as Peter Adrian is continuing to defend from Scott Davley, the battle for top 5 here in Silverstone. Race 2, this is the 4th race of the championship, and Georges Jesus will continue to lead this championship. By the looks of it, he's running second. 3 wins and 1 second would still be a pretty good track record for the start of the season, as they're going to start the last lap pretty soon, and I have strong suspicion that this is going to be the fastest lap of the race for Georges, because he was 3-point-something seconds behind the race leader Diogo Almeida, that number 55 car, and now the gap is only a couple of seconds. So surely this is going to be an extremely fast time from Georges Jesus. Let's see what it's going to be. The race leader, this is going to be 2 laps to go, and critically Diogo Almeida continues to be well ahead of Georges Jesus. The clock will tell the story, as the English would say, 204 298, but look at Georges Jesus, 203 315, and that's an absolute killer of a lap at this point of the race. At this point of the race, with the tires at the state that they are, is absolutely unbelievable. Look at the other driver, 205, 206, 207, 211 for Matthew Oliver, but he had a problem in the last lap, we believe. He's lost like 5 seconds in the lap. Unfortunately, he was running very close to other drivers and ended up losing a bunch of positions. But now the 9th lap is going to be critical, because Diogo Almeida wants to start the last lap not under severe pressure from Georges. We'll keep an eye. Look at the gap is coming down substantially. Now we're going to stay with the leader, because unless we see something else that is very this is Scott Davley. Scott Davley again very frustrated now, because he wants to make a move on Peter Adrian, and these two are now checking out from Diogo Silva. Diogo Silva did a more last lap of Diogo Silva, 206 138. He's actually now more under pressure from what happened to Kevin Allen. Kevin Allen had a problem as well. He did a good lap last time, but the previous lap something must have happened, another mistake most likely, as we've seen multiple times. Oh no, this is Scott Davley. Oh, and Scott Davley ends up off the track. We are going to have a replay surely of this one, as this battle ends up in disaster, as Scott Davley and Peter Adrian collide, and I think Scott Davley was trying to make a slightly optimistic move here. We are going to try to not generate the bug by doing one thing only at a time, and here is Scott Davley is this is not an overtaking spot. Scott Davley very optimistic there. I think he was just trying to run close to Peter Adrian, and now it's a little bit over, because only 1 lap to go. 6th place is lost for Diogo Silva, and he's 3 seconds now behind. Let's have a look at the race leader and the 2nd place man. They are under a second. Is a DRS zone. If this car had DRS, Look again at the time, 2:03.084 for George Jesus. Now one more lap to go, and we are going to go with him on this lap. He's going to have a couple of opportunities maybe, but for now Diogo Almeida continues to hold on to that critical gap that is not under immediate pressure. He's way behind to make a move, for example, in the next coming corner, as George Jesus is starting to consider the merits of trying to risk everything to get the victory, or just go for second place, and he still has a very comfortable lead in this championship. Now this could be an overtaking spot, and he's closer than ever, but of course now the tires are clearly not working very well. The tires are a little bit gone, and now there's a few more corners to go, and I cannot see an attack here in Cobb's corner either. So Diogo Almeida continues now. It's 0.6 of a second, but still enough. Now through Cobb's corner, can he make any ground? George Jesus, yes, he can make some ground. He's a little bit closer now. 0.5 of a second. He can perhaps make a lunge into Stowe corner, but now he needs, ooh la 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 la, this is not great to see. This exit is not great. He's a little bit offline. He's still a little bit closer to Diogo Almeida, but I think crucially he's not close. He's not close enough to make a move now. He's not close enough to make a move now, and Diogo Almeida senses the danger, and he's trying to go defensive, and he's going to be just a few more corners. Just a few more corners to go. This is Stowe corner, and look at this George Jesus now. He could make a plunge into the last chicane, or can't he? Because Diogo Almeida is going to be defensive. George Jesus is going to go for it. He's thinking about it. He's now, ooh la la la, Diogo Almeida makes a bit of a mistake there, and George Jesus is going to go for it. He's going to go for it now. This is the last corner. This is the last corner. Oh, George Jesus is, oh, is he going to lose? Oh no, he's not going. Is he going to lose? Diogo Almeida wins the race, and where is Gonzalo Mota? He's a little bit too far behind. Diogo Almeida wins the race. What a race! Followed by George Jesus, followed by Gonzalo Mota. Simon Allen is fourth place. George had to go for it, but of course that was clearly the corner for Diogo Almeida. Peter Adrien is going to be fifth, followed by Diogo Silva. Then is Scott Davley. Then is Kevin Allen. Not such a good race as race one. Then is Jumbo in 9th place, and Darren Head is going to complete the top 10. Not a great round for him, but at least this time round he finished in the top 10. 11th is going to be Del Teller. 12th is going to be David Emge. 13th is going to be Liam Charney. All these drivers were within a few seconds of one another, and 14th on the road is Matthew Oliver. We have 14 finishers and 14 starters. There is Matthew Oliver. He's going to finish the race, but it's Diogo Almeida, Jorge Jesus, and Gonzalo Mota, a Portuguese 1, 2, 3 here today at this race at Silverstone. That completes the coverage of this round 2. We shall see you in round 3 in Belgium, in Spa-Francorchamps. À bientôt.